All right, man, let's talk about the Jalen Hurts narrative that they pushing out there. You seeing that people say, well, the Eagles had the easiest road. The Jalen Hurts had everything around him to make this run at the Super Bowl and all this type of stuff, and he had a bunch of help. I'm old enough to remember when McNabb didn't really have no help. It was pretty much like Deuce Staley. I get him and the other one, Deuce McAllister, mixed up. Shout out to Deuce. He on the Lions coaching staff. Y'all know I'm a Lion fan. Check out my Detroit channel, Motor City Sports Talk, by the way. But yeah, Deuce Staley some years, but Brian Westbrook was their best weapon for years before T.O. got there. He was throwing to nobody. I don't remember who Randall Cunningham was throwing to on the Philadelphia Eagles. You can go on and on. Michael Vick throwing to Algie fucking Crumpler. I mean, you can go on and on in a number of black quarterbacks who didn't have a superior supporting cast, who had a below average. Cam Newton, the year he went to the Super Bowl. Jericho Cotchery was their best receiver. I think Funches had went down. I'm not sure if Greg Olsen was on that run. He might have went down too. But yeah, you could just, you can continue to name them, bro. Who did Aaron Brooks have when he was in New Orleans? With Joe Horn, maybe? So, you had someone that was fortunate like Dante Culpepper. I think he might have played Randy and Chris Carter for a season or something like that. But nobody ever said, oh, look at all the weapons Peyton Manning had in Indianapolis and Denver. No, nobody ever said, well, Peyton had significant. Don't give me they ain't had no defense. They had Robert Mathis, Dwight Freeney, Bob Sanders in his prime. I think he was the defensive player of the year. Cato June. I mean, you can go on and on and on. And Tony Dungy, one of the better cover two defensive minds you'll find. They'll never talk about how, Tom had Randy and all them. And you know what I'm saying? He had plenty of help over there. Antoine Smith, Corey Dillon, all the defensive guys they had over there in the beginning of his career. Jay Delhomme had Musa Muhammad, Steve Smith, you name them. They don't never glorify all of that. So it's been plenty of black quarterbacks that they didn't support with the superior talent. That didn't have the Calvin Johnson, the Marvin Harrisons, the Reggie Whites. Not the Reggie Whites, the Reggie Wayne. Shout out to Reggie White, rest in power to him though. Who didn't have the Andre Johnsons of the world, who didn't have the Randy Mosses of the world. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of them. So you're going to never hear me complain, and then you want to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Alex Smith had the very same weapons he had. And you took away Tyreek Hill, he still make the Super Bowl. So what's the excuse? Alex Smith was the number one overall pick in Utah. Unbelievable college player out there for Urban Meyer. Look at all the shit he had. Look at Aaron Rodgers. You take away Devontae Adams. Shout out to Devontae Smith, by the way. You take away Devontae Adams, look at him. You telling me Cam Newton, even though the Panthers defense is pretty good, Cam Newton's made it with Jericho Cotchery as his best receiver? Michael Vick, was winning in Green Bay with Algie Crumpler as his best fucking wide receiver? His tight end? Randall Cunningham had to wait to year 55 just to get Chris Carter, Randy Moss? Think about that for a minute, bruh. How many of the other black quarterbacks who didn't have what Peyton Manning had, what Brady had when they lost in that season? Who ain't had none of that, bruh. Who ain't had what Kurt Warner had, the greatest show on turf, even the version that Mark Bolger had. Think about that for a minute, bruh. Who ain't never had a Megatron and the Golden Tate together? Seem like they get a black quarterback and they say, well, we get, you'll be all right. Just make it work. That's what they be saying. So don't give me, there's been so many black quarterbacks that's been deprived of help, and so many of the others who had so much help and still ain't won it. Phillip Rivers had the number one offensive defense and missed the playoffs one year with the Chargers. They had LT, Keenan Allen, Malcolm Floyd, rest in power to him, Antonio Gates, Sean Marion. We go on, and they didn't make the Super Bowl. Come on. Justin Herbert had a hell of a team this year. Coach dumb. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and the little running back Austin Eckler, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin James, one of the best corners safeties in the game. And couldn't beat the Jacksonville Jaguar with like a 30-point lead. So don't diminish him. Every year, Tom Brady had a layup to the playoffs because the AFC East was so weak. Jerome Bettis literally fumbled a Super Bowl opportunity to the Indianapolis Colts, and Peyton Manning still couldn't do nothing with it. Y'all do realize Roethlisberger got the same amount of Super Bowl wins as Peyton Manning, right? You know? So it's been so many black quarterbacks that's been deprived of having weaponry put around them. And now look what happened when you give a black quarterback proper weaponry, before they get too old or before they take too many hits or before they go over the hill. Look at Lamar Jackson. Most people can't even name the receivers he got. So like I said before, Jalen Hurts still got to go play. Peyton Manning had way better weaponry around him offensively, and it took him years to do something. Edgar James. You go on and on. Come on. You put Jalen Hurts on the Tampa Bay team or that Baltimore Ravens team that won in the 2000s with Warren Sapp and then Ray Lewis. Come on, man. You put him on them teams, bruh. He killed what Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer did. You got to understand him or Patrick Mahomes are 100% healthy. And nobody is this time of year. But right before the injury, he was starting to hit his stride as a passer. Come on. Ryan Tannehill had Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown. You know what I'm saying? And a good defense that got 50 fucking sacks on Joe Burrow, still couldn't beat him. So don't tell me how it's so easy for Jalen Hurts, but ain't nobody say how easy it is for real for Brock Purdy. It's so easy you can rotate 3 different quarterbacks and San Francisco still can win. Nobody talking about that. Like, I don't understand. I see brothers hating on Jalen Hurts. Do y'all know y'all history, bro, when it comes to this shit? Do y'all really know y'all history when it comes to NFL? McNabb was taking fucking bums to the NFC Championship game and they didn't get him no offensive help, bro. Imagine if him and T.O. would have really clicked, bro. Imagine him with a Michael Irvin, or Herman Moore at least, Dude, McNabb would have won a Super Bowl. They never went out there and the people's champ, Freddie Mitchell, James Thrash, Pinkerton, Chad Hall. It was out there with nobody but Brian fucking Westbrook. Receiving wise. So, I don't want to hear, he got all the help in the world. He got all the help in the world. I don't want to hear that, bro. I done watched black quarterbacks struggle, just like Lamar Jackson, for years with them. It's like they purposely don't want to give him no help. Until, Michael Vick on the second half of his career, and he got all that help in Philadelphia. To Randall Cunningham on the back half of his career. Cam Newton took nobody there. We've seen it for years. I ain't really trying to hear the narrative that Jalen Hurts. I ain't trying to hear that narrative about Jalen Hurts, bro. Because it was easy. Ryan Tannehill would have fucking did it. Mark Bulger would have did it. Peyton Manning would have did it a lot sooner. We can go on and on and on and on and on. So I don't want to hear that narrative no more, in which people going around saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts had it easy," and I ain't trying to hear that. So, yeah, I ain't really trying to hear that. So the people can say whatever they want to say. If it was so easy, put Carson Wentz in there and see if the Philadelphia Eagles are where they at right now. They wouldn't even be in the fucking playoffs. Go ahead, pick another quarterback, put him there. Who else you want to pick? Put Dak Prescott in there. Put Daniel Jones in there. They ain't where they supposed to be. It don't matter what field Chris Sims say. They ain't there. Shit, put Kirk Cousins there. I guarantee you they ain't where they at. I promise you that. Promise you that. So at the end of the day, he ball. He doing what he supposed to do. A second round pick. You know, and don't forget, he made it to the playoffs last year without all that help. He made it to the playoffs last year. And his second full year start, look where he at. And without the injury, he should have been MVP. Honestly. Well, nobody said, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC. Well, nobody saying that. The Philadelphia Eagle fans didn't believe in Nick Baloney when they signed him. So, you know, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the NFL Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. It's the first link in the description. Peace.